So what is success? To me and many others, success is progression. Are you a better person? Has the business moved forward? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You must get things down and put a structure in place on what you're aiming for, how you're going to get there, what you're prepared to sacrifice, what you're prepared to put into it in order to start to actually get some of these things achieved. What did you want to achieve but didn't? Write that down. Why didn't you achieve it? You either didn't dedicate the time, you didn't dedicate the investment, you didn't dedicate the energy. What did you want to do if you could go back 12 months and you did not achieve that? What was it and why was it?
Time to get fired up. Yeah, I'm getting fired up.
Your thoughts can become plans, plans can become actions, and actions become a reality. We share powerful stories and simple steps to fast track your business and personal growth. Are you ready to make it happen? Let's get fired up. Welcome back to the podcast. If there is one episode that gets me fired up, it is this one. This is the fundamental reason that I believe myself and others who have done well and progressed and succeeded all comes down to this, and it's planning. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You must get things down and put a structure in place on what you're aiming for, how you're going to get there, what you're prepared to sacrifice, what you're prepared to put into it in order to start to actually get some of these things achieved. Now, I refer to this, and others have as well, as called roles and goals. Now, you should plan this for a 12-month cycle. So everybody's getting pumped up for 2025. Everybody's going to be thinking about New Year's resolutions. Throw that shit in the bin. New Year's resolutions don't matter. You need to decide who you're going to be and what you're going to do for that so you can reflect back on it at the end of next year. So what is success? Look, to me and many others, success is progression. Are you a better person? Has the business moved forward? Are your relationships better with your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend? Are you a better parent? Is your health and fitness better than it was? Is your network better than it was? Is your skills and knowledge better than it was? And in order to actually get these things in place, you need to set a goal for the year, and then you need to break it down into quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily activities. The daily routine, in my opinion, is the most effective thing you can do. And I'll give you an example of this. If you look at, say, a goal for 2025, we'll use a hypothetical, but if you want to read 50 books next year, then you actually break that down and go, okay, well, that's one a week or thereabouts. So in order to read one book a week, how many pages or chapters do I need to do per day? And then you set up the habit, let's come back to atomic habits, of ensuring that you've got the right structure in place and the right cues and the right rewards in order to prep you for doing that. So you don't jump into bed and get your phone out and scroll through TikTok or Facebook for an hour. You go, no, I need to read the 1, 2, 3 chapters, whatever it is, and then I'll reward myself with some mundane scrolling if that's what you so desire to do, or jump onto Netflix. There is a process to this and a structure, because that's the first part of getting planning in place, is to follow a process and a structure. I will put this resource on the Fired Up website so you can go and grab it. If you are solo/single, this is fine. But if you are in a relationship, you should probably do this with your partner, because if you are going to set a plan in place for 2025, that person needs to know what that plan is, because you're going to be allocating time, energy, and money into it. And when you put the plan in place, then there's no surprises. That means that the routine can be in place and things don't get in the way. So what's step one of this process? Step one of this process is actually looking back on what has happened in the last 12 months. And this is in the structure which we'll have on the website, right? So go and get it and answer yourself those questions before you start planning 2025 or any year in the future. So think about things like, what did you want to achieve but didn't? Write that down. Why didn't you achieve it? You either didn't dedicate the time, you didn't dedicate the investment, you didn't dedicate the energy. What did you want to do if you could go back 12 months and you did not achieve that? What was it and why was it? Do you think you made the necessary effort to be the best partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend you think you could be? Did you make the necessary effort to be the best parent you could be? Did you make the necessary effort to actually be a good family member? So did you call your parents enough? Did you engage with your brother and sister enough? Did you actually go and see them and have dedicated time? Have you grown mentally and spiritually? Have you leveraged up and leveled up your mental ability? When I say spiritually, I don't want to get all fluffy with that, but it actually means like, are you kind of at peace with yourself? Are you happy with what you are doing and how you're doing it? Most people will reflect back on this question around some of those bad habits. You're like, yeah, I should have changed that, but I haven't. I like the question, are you happier than you were last year? Have you, or we, if you're in a relationship, dealt with challenges and issues better than we did last year? What's one thing you wish you had focused on and stuck to? What would it be? So this whole reflection piece is good to know. It's a realization of what I've actually done. It's where I've put the effort, and you'll have some wins there for sure. Hopefully you've got plenty. Hopefully you did set a plan in place and you can tick it off and go, I'm healthier, I'm eating better, I'm smarter, I've met new people, the business is doing more money, the business has grown. These things all need to come together and actually work through, right, that's where I was. Now, where do I want to be? So when it comes time to plan for your following year, start very high level. So the first question that I would kind of propose to this is, what are your high level desires and plans for 2025? Things like, I want to be healthier, I want to eat better, I want to meet new people, I want to start a business, I want to grow the business, I want to spend more time with the kids, I need to dedicate more time with the husband, the wife, the boyfriend, the girlfriend. Just start really high level around what do you actually want to do? Then ask yourself, why is it important? Because each one of these things that you put on the list, when you put something on, something has to come off, because there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much money that you're going to be able to invest in this. There's only so much energy that you're willing to put into it. So you have to really understand, why is it important? Because that is the fundamental thing that'll actually drive you to do it. Second question, how will you do it? So how are you actually going to achieve that? What are the 12-month goals and numbers? What are the budgets to do it? Because there's the financial element. And one of my favorites is, what are the commitments and sacrifices are you prepared to commit to make it happen? And that really comes down to that consistency, because the consistency doesn't come with conditions. The discipline does not come with conditions. You have to go, this is what I'm doing, no matter how I feel, no matter what happens in the economy, no matter what happens in the market, no matter what happens situationally to me, I'm going to continue through this. Now, the thing to do from here is, now that you've got the 12-month stuff in place, break it down into quarters and months. So if the goal is 120,000 in new revenue next year, then we know that that's 10,000 a month. 10,000 a month, what does that work out to a week? What does that work out to a day? Because if you're in the services business or you're selling a product, that daily number, you can really now start to work that back to, how many calls do I have to make? How many ads do I have to send? How many leads do I need at the top of the funnel? How many of those leads do I need to convert? That gives you the daily activity, which is very much achievable. The thing I see where most people fail with this is, they've got goals in their head, they've got some rough numbers, they don't really know why, apart from the vagueness of, I want to be healthier. You need to put it down and you need to track it and measure it. So my daily routine is based on that monthly number. If I know what it is for the month, I know what it is for the day. I have the time blocks and structure to complete that task or activity each day. Then at the end of the month, you want to be scoring this off. So if you set out to go to the gym 10 times and you went 8, don't beat yourself up too much. You're right. You've set for 10 and you've got 8. Now, next month, you might want to actually catch that up, but you absolutely must track it. It might seem a bit strange at the time, but trust me, when you get to the end of the year and look back and go, holy shit, look at what I've been able to achieve. I've done 50 podcasts. I've met 20 key influencers. I've done 20,000 push-ups. I've done 1,000 kilometers on the road, running and walking and activity. The number is big, and that compounding 1% of that activity day in, day out is huge growth. Individually, personally, professionally, over a 1-year period and even beyond into a 5-year period is huge. I'll say it again. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. And from someone who never did this, 5 years ago, I can tell you this is the fundamental difference between progress and standing still. So what do you want to do next year? You want to progress or do you want to stand still? Get fired up, go make it happen. Catch you later. If you've enjoyed this episode, then subscribe on YouTube or follow our podcast on your favorite platform. We drop a new episode every week. You'll be doing us a massive favor. If you know someone that would benefit from listening to this, then share it with them. You'll be doing them a massive favor. And if you want the tips, tools, and resources to support you on this journey, then join our exclusive Facebook community and follow our socials. You'll be doing yourself a massive favor.